Hello, in this video I'm going to explain why you feel the need to escape when driving. Some people have the need to escape when they're driving at high speed and they say, I just need somewhere to pull over and I'm fine if I'm next to a lane where I can stop. But if there's no escape and I feel trapped, it's horrible and my palms sweat and I just get these panic attacks. For other people, it's the opposite. They're fine driving on those roads, but when they stop and there are traffic lights, a lot of people I work with say, I just feel this overwhelming urge to get out of the car and run. And it sounds daft, I don't even care if I leave my car at the lights, I just want to get out of there and run, and I don't care, I just have to get out. And this can of course baffle people because people wonder what causes this. Well, it's different for everyone, but there is one common theme that comes up for many people. So I can't just say, oh, it's because of this, it's because you did this. That doesn't work, and if you get anyone saying that, ignore them because it doesn't work. What it's caused by is generally, but not always, for most people, it's caused by wanting or needing to escape something. Now here's a great example. This lorry is stuck. So let's just say, I'm going to stay here for now. Is he going in that field, that driver? I think he is. Yeah, but this is what I mean. Some people now would be panicking, saying, oh no, I'm stuck, I'm trapped. I can't get out, I'm stuck. And there's nothing to panic about. I'm not panicking, I'm just sitting here waiting. He's going to move, so I'll go forward a bit because I'm going to be able to continue. But what a great example. Some people there would say, oh, I've got to stop quick, I've got to get out of the car, I've got to run, everyone's watching me, what do? I can't reverse, I don't know how to reverse onto that road, can I reverse onto that road? It's because you're escaping something from your past, not driving something else. So if you've got this problem, I want you to think, what is it that you're escaping? Now you almost definitely won't be able to answer that, and that's the thing, because it's subconscious. It's something in your subconscious. You don't know what it is, but when you stop like now, there's no one behind me, there's this truck in front of me, people can be panicking, oh no, what do I do? I've got to go, I've got to get out, I can't be here, because you're replaying something from your past. Now I don't know what that is, and you won't know what it is, but you can find what it is using things like hypnosis. So I'm going to start moving soon, but I've had this many times where a great example was I once worked with someone who had this thing where every time they stopped at lights, they were terrified. And what it was, I'm just waiting for this truck to get fully out of the way in case it reverses. Not going to pass just yet in case they reverse, but I think it's going to be safe now. Yeah, brake lights are off. And then the reverse lights come on just as I start to pass. Maybe they were waiting for me. Anyway, so I had a case once where someone had a problem where whenever they stopped like that, they would get terrified. And what it was for them is that there was one time where at school they had to do a presentation, and it had terrified them because you know what it's like when you're a kid, you tend to view things differently. Nowadays, when you're an adult, you may not care as much, you may not like doing a presentation, but you can do it. You might get a bit nervous, but you can do it. But when you're a kid, you might be terrified and sweating, having sleepless nights, thinking, oh no, I've got to stand up tomorrow in front of the class and do a presentation. And that's what it was. They were scared of that. And that was something they'd forgotten about for years. They'd just completely forgotten it. But the thing is, your subconscious doesn't forget about it. So when they were at lights, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe, you don't have to know this, maybe the lights were reminding them of something. I seem to remember something about a red light being in the room or something, I don't know. That might have nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter why it does it, it just does. So what can happen is that old memory is triggered off by the red light, by being stopped, maybe by other drivers being around you watching you, and it subconsciously brings up that memory of you presenting in front of the class. So the idea is you process that old memory. How? You generally just talk about it, you rethink it, you bring up the emotion. A lot of people cry and say, this is stupid, why am I crying about something that happened 40 or 50 years ago? It's because your mind has no concept of time. So there is no time in your mind. That school presentation is still now. It wasn't 40, 50 years ago. So it's refiring off the protection mechanism you had, which was get scared, run, get out of danger, which ironically, of course, just makes you feel worse, because if you were to run off the stage at school, whatever, people would probably laugh at you more. So yeah, that's what it is. So you process the memory, you talk about it, you release the energy. There are many ways you can do this, and a competently trained therapist would know how to do it. And once you've done that, you go out driving and you see, you may still think of that memory subconsciously, but it won't be there to fire off because you've released the energy from it. You've taken the sting out of the memory, as I say. And that's how you do it. Now, that's just one example. It can be many other things, and you may not have had a thing where you were presenting at school. That's just their cause, their answer. And please understand that it's different for everyone. There is not just one answer, as I mentioned at the beginning. And anyone who says, I've got the answer to anxiety, hasn't. Because even if you think, okay, well, that's the answer, I'm going to find what the memory was for me, there may not be one. Because that isn't always how it happens. That's one way it can happen. The other ways I've explained in other videos. So I've done quite a few videos on this channel. Check those out on the screen now. And if you want to work with me one-to-one online from anywhere in the world, contact me through my website, firstdrive.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you again soon for more videos.